probably 13. Namada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, all those that are invisible are filled with Brahman. All those that are visible are also fully permeated by Brahman. The whole universe has come out of the whole Brahman. Brahman is still full, although the whole universe has come out of it. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. We are on the Śvetāśvatara Upanishad, one of the sweetest and most important verse we read the other day, that was very poetic as also very deep. So, what we read, verse number 12, it says, Etaj geyam nityam eva atma sangastham nata param veditavyam hi kinchit bhokta bhogam praritarancha matva sarvam proktam trividham brahmametat. That verse is Etaj geyam, knowing this, nityam atma sangastham, knowing this in the Atman, in your own self, there is nothing remains to be known. How? What is to be known then? Bhokta bhogyam praritarang chumatva. Bhokta, the enjoyer, bhoggo, the object we enjoy, and prarita, God, the creator, who? That means Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Individual soul, Jiva, Jagat, this universe, and Ishvara, the Lord, who is the inspiration behind every action. Knowing these three together, and they are all Brahman. Sarvam, Proktam, Trividham, these three, what have been said, is Brahmametat, is nothing but Brahman and Brahman alone. Knowing such is called the knowledge, Atma, and nothing to be done. We think that for spiritual experience, what remains to be done after this? So long we are a spiritual practitioner, we think I have to do this. See, I'll have to get up in the morning, I'll have to take a shower, I'll have to take a meditation, I'll go to chant this mantra, I'll have to japa this much. All these activities are no more gone, only when it is etaj geyam, this object to be known, that this gyata, geyo, the three putting, which is bhokta, bhogyam, and praritaram. Bhokta is the enjoyer. I am enjoying, I am seeing, I am feeling, I am experiencing. Jiva, individual. And object, this jagat, this world, sun, moon, beautiful flowers, grass, creation, so much of in the creation. This object, what I connect with it, and who is behind all this Jagat and Jiva, that is Ishvara, the Lord, God. Brahman is everywhere. Knowing these three are nothing but Brahman. I am also Brahman. The object I am enjoying, that is Brahman. And who is behind the Ishvara, who created this universe, he is also Brahman. This type of knowledge, if one have, then nothing, nityameva, and that is to be known in the Atma Sangastham, in the heart and the heart of hearts, in the deep contemplation within, thinking that this entire Jagat, the world, me, the Jiva, and the Lord who created is all nothing but absolute Brahman. With this knowledge, therefore, there remains nothing to be known. Now ataparam veditavyam hi kinchit. Nothing is to be known after that. So that was the verse we read the other day, and it is one of the, I think, that wonderful verse because Nitya Atma Sangastham means that Ramakrishna's words are very important. Atma Sangastham means here, the idea is that Ishwar, God is there, that is called knowledge. Ishwar is there, God is there, and you have the experience Ishwar darshan. You have a vision of darshan. Ramakrishna says that's not enough. Even if you have a vision of God, is not that enough. But he said, bring him in your home, make some conversation with him, and feel intimacy. Bring in your home. That means feel that you are one with him, you are conversing with him. That means there's one reality, that understanding. That is the beautiful idea about knowledge, knowing. So, this knowledge is called the Brahma-Jnana. And this Brahma-Jnana is, we remember again, the three things are to be felt to be one. I, the individual Jiva, I am enjoying this Jagat, this world, whatever way, in name and form, in its beauty, in its pristine purity, in its beautiful color, beautiful rising of the sun, moon, everywhere. In this Jagat, enjoying this Jagat with eating, sleeping, eyes, ear, to all the five senses, whatever you are taking, it is all Brahman. It is all Brahman. Here, I am also Brahman. And God who created this universe, he is also Brahman. This identification of the Jeev, Jagat, Ishwar, Ramakrishna has mentioned many times in the Gospel. Jeev, Jagat, Ishwar. Jeev, individual like us, Jagat, the universe, and Ishvara, the God, Lord, Creator God, who created us. They are nothing but one in tune with one consciousness. That is called the Brahman. And that Brahman is to be experienced, known that one in the core of your heart, not intellectually. What does it mean? I may talk 1,000 times this, you may hear, listen million times of that. It will not work. Only when it is experienced. Etaj Gyam means aparakshanubhuti. It's not, this is knowledge. We are now, what we are trying to understand, through our intellect we want to understand. This is not knowledge. What is knowledge is meant, it should be that one which is experienced. Bodhe bodh, Ramakrishna used to say, bodhe bodh kara. In every feeling, that's why Upanishad says, prati bodha viditam matam. Prati bodham, in every bodha, every experience, suffering, pleasure, pain, touch, taste, sight, seeing, hearing, listening, whatever, everything we do, it is all you are experiencing that Satchidananda Brahman. So, Pratibodh, that is called realization, not talking, not intellectualizing, not just meditating, and not just contemplating or rationalizing. And it is but experiencing in every feeling. That's why the Brahmarpanam Brahmavi verse is there in the Bhagavad Gita, so popular. Said that means everything is Brahman. We are mistakenly seeing it as world, individual soul, and God. God. All these three triputi, these three divisions will collapse in one, and that is all Brahman, all pervaded Brahman. Now we read today verse number 13, chapter 1. Vanner jatha yoni gatasya murti, vanner jatha yoni gatasya murti, nadishyate naiva cha linganasa, nadishyate naiva cha linganasa, sabhuya eva nanda yoni grijya, anda yoni grijya, tad ubhayam vai pranavena dehe, tad ubhayam vai pranavena dehe. Let me read it again. Banher jatha yoni gatasya murtihi, banher jatha yoni gatasya murtihi, nadishyate naiva chalinganasha, nadishyate naiva chalinganasa, saeva bhuya, sabhuya eva, indhana yoni grijya, indhana yoni grijya, tadva ubhayam vai pranavena dehe, tadvad ubhayam vai pranavena dehe. Yoni gatasya banhe. As the yoni, banhe means the fire. As the fire is embedded, yoni inside, embedded into its own origin. Its own origin is banhi. The fire is hidden. Its origin in the murti. How? In the fire wood. As there is a fire in the wood but not visible. Banhe, the Dagni, the fire, Banhe, that is real nature, fire, it is a heat, it light and heat. We don't see in this piece of wood, but it is hidden. As Banhi, as fire, is embedded into the wood, the fire form, the glaring light and the heat, it is all hidden here. Now, drishyate, as we cannot see it, and linganaso. And also, its existence in a subtle form is not destroyed, it is still there. Sa eva, that fire, bhuya, again, indhana yoni grijya. You say, what is by rubbing it? Early days they used to bring fire by rubbing two dry wood in a special way, and then fire will come out. So saeva, that fire, bhuyo again, indhana yoni grijya. Indhana means it is by indhana yoni grijya. It can be perceivable by the rubbing of that from its own cause. From the same wood, the fire can be visible. Tad ubhayam, in the same similar way, the fire in the gross form, manifested form, and fire in the subtle form, in this wood as it is now in the subtle form, and when it is being rubbed together, then it comes out in the manifested form, subtle form or manifested form, either of the form, as it is hidden. Similarly in the sharir, in this body, dehe, that means this, in this body, if you pranavena vai, that means if you rub in this body, how? With a mantra, Om mantra. As one piece of wood you take, another piece you take, rub, So think that this body is the instrument on which you are rubbing the Om mantra. Then the fire of that knowledge will come out. So that is the intention, that as it is in the firewood, which is the origin, the fire is not being visible. Or at the same time, his subtle form of existence of fire is never extinct. The firewood may be for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. The fire does not go away because the wood is kept for 10 years. So the body is there, but it is not, that consciousness is not gone anywhere. But how you to bring out the flame? Fire is there, but how to feel it? That you need some sadhana. And that sadhana is Omkara sadhana. And how they will talk in the next verse, of course. So question remains that though it is subtle form of the fire which is not visible in this wood, piece of wood, but by rubbing these two pieces of wood, the subtle form of fire becomes visible. So similarly, in this body, pranavena dehe, in this deha, pranava means the Om, Omkara is called pranava. Pranavena, by rubbing, churning the mantra Om, 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 then that flame of consciousness, that flame of Satchidananda, that will be visible, manifested, hidden and manifested. It's a beautiful example the ancient sages have presented before us. What the Upanishad says here, that in this body, how the Supreme Atman, Paramatman, can be experienced. That is the point. That means, or by meditation, by contemplation, that is the thing it is indicating. And the other verse we just read, that you have to meditate on Om. We have read in the verse number 11. Let me see what we did. That avidya, the klesh, all these kleshas will go by vidyanat, by meditation and contemplation on the mantra Om. So that Om, Omkar, it's a very important part in the sadhana. That's why when some people meditate on Om, our gurus also sometimes give mantra Om to meditate of the infinite ocean of consciousness. Because Om is such a mantra, powerful mantra, entire Upanishad stands on that mantra, Om, Bindu, Mandukya Upanishad, and Mandukya Karika is one of the top Vedantic book, non-dual book. That means what is being said here, but most importantly, that you have to practice Omkara sadhana. It's called Omkara sadhana. The practice of the mantra of the Om, and continuously absorbing that in the mind becomes so pure, and then in that mind reflects that experience. And that experience then manifests to the personality, to every action, every thought, every movement. And the Brahmagyan is manifest that the Satchidananda nature. That's why very important that that this truth is revealed by sadhana, by spiritual practice, not mere talk. That's why Viveka Chudamani says, Bhagvaikari, Shabdajari, Shastra Vyakhanu Kaushalam, Tadvad Bhuktaye, Natu Muktaye. It is not for mukti or liberation. Bhagvaikari, you can speak very using wonderful vocabulary, appropriate wording and appropriate thing. Bhagvaikari, Shabdajari, even the words flow. The flow of the words are so fluent that there is no clarity of statement, experience, expression. Bad Boikari Shabdajari. Shabda Bhakkhanu Kausalam, the art of explaining the mantras and the sound, symbols, all this. These are all good. It is sometimes intellectual enjoyment. Want a physical enjoyment, you eat something to the mouth. Mental enjoyment or emotional enjoyment, see the beauty in the nature and intellectual enjoyment is that this is exercising your brain in a higher level. You get some satisfaction. That's very good, that's closer to Atman, but don't confuse it that is the end. That is only tadvad bhuktaye. That is also enjoyment. And enjoyment is not you are the enjoyment, not to get enjoyment. Through this process you get some joy, and this, it is not like that. You are that joy. So come to that, to transcend. That's why that without meditation, without this Sravana Manana Nididhasana, it cannot be. It cannot be experienced. Atman is everywhere, it is in every being, it is in my body, it is in everywhere, but I do not know that. There is no expression of fire at all in the when the fire, that's why in our US that is the problem. All the house mostly they made of wood. When it just starts firing, then we can find that where the fire comes from. So much, it's all hidden and gets flared up. So we are all that way. It is like in the deep ignorance. That's why I cannot know myself. So therefore, the meditation and reflection, that is the process through the of thinking of the Om and its meaning, that this, what is sleeping, that Atman which is hidden, it can be manifested in this life itself. That's why Swamiji says that religion is the manifestation of divinity, which is already in man. That means it is not to bring from outside. That's the Vedanta always says. It is not to be gained from outside. God realization means not I am here, there is God, and I realize Him and catch Him and bring Him in my control. It's not like that. It is becoming. That's why Swamiji says, potential, it is everywhere, and manifestation is there. And mantra, that we can discuss about the Om. Why? In the Upanishad, it is said that Tasya Vachaka Pranava, Brahman. What is his expressive word? Brahman is one word, Satchidananda is one way. Another is the Om. Om is the impression of that, Pranava. And there is a connection between the sound and the object indicated. Whenever you utter a sound, you are indicating some object. A glass, you are indicating one word, and immediately there is a object corresponding to that which we are pointing, this word is pointing out. Say milk, immediately there is a word milk as also the object which is pointed by the word milk. Similarly, Om is a sound which is indicating that Brahman, the Absolute. And that is, we all know, that is A-U-Ma, A-U-Ma, meaning, and the bindu, the dot. A-U-A-U-M and dot. A is considered to be the visible universe and the cosmic reality, what we see in the stars, planets, and all galaxies, what we find, physical, no? That's all. That Brahman is that A. Plus, now put U. What is U? It is U, or U-Ma. U is that interspace. Add that space with this. That is filled with that effulgent self, light and consciousness. And Ma, the subtle levels of existences in called heaven and heavenly places, abodes, and all those permeated with one consciousness. They expand. It is very mind-boggling to think even how these Upanishadic races, they have their expression, and the word sound simple. It seems Om. We pronounce it every word, every time. Anything we say Om. But the deep significance of Om is such that that's a Omkara sadhana. It is a sadhana, it's a spiritual practice of the thinking of Om itself. His entire Mandukya Upanishad, Mandukya Karika deals with that. And then Ma, Auma, and that which is, dot means beyond that. That which is beyond. Gross, subtle space, causal, and beyond. So it is such an expansive idea that there is all duality collapses there and all become one, an absolute Satchidananda Brahman. So that's why Om iti Brahma, Upanishad said Om iti Brahma. Om means Brahman. Om iti idagum sarvam. Whatever you are seeing, Om iti idagum sarvam. Whatever you are seeing, it is only Om. But Om is not a letter, is not the sound, but it is the object indicated by it. The Om indicates that Satchidananda, whatever you are seeing, Om iti idagum sarvam. So that's why even our Gayatri mantra, when you chant, you say Om at the beginning, Om at the end. That means Rishis are trying to lead us into a state which is beyond this visible universe, beyond the subtle universe, beyond the causal universe, beyond everything, where there is name and form and everything is gone. The wood is there, so Swami Lokeshwarananda Swami explains it. Wood is the source of fire. You see this fire only when you rub two pieces of wood against each other. But even when you do not see it, the fire exists in the wood. In the same manner, the self is always within us. We realize that self, capital, when we meditate on it with the help of pranava or the Om. Very simple explanation. No? It is here also, here now it is here, but it is hidden only by proper rubbing, proper contemplation. Rubbing is contemplation, reflection, svabana, manana, nididhyasana, deeply entering into it. That fire is hidden in the firewood. So yonigata means fire in the source, that is fire in the firewood. In the old days, they used to light fire by rubbing two sticks of wood together. They found that fire is in the wood in its potential form. You cannot see it, but it is there. It is always there, though its characteristics, such as its power to burn and to get light, cannot be seen until the fire is brought out from the wood. So, therefore, indhana is one stick of wood and yoni is the other one. The two sticks have two names. One is called indhana, another is called yoni. When you rub these two together, fire becomes manifest, grajya. You can conceive, you can see the fire. So these two should be tatva. So in the same way, Brahman is in this body. Now you cannot see it, but it is possible to feel its presence. When the Upanishad compares the body to one stick of the wood and pranava, omkara, the other stick. You unite these two by meditating on omkara. Om is the symbol of Brahman, It is very difficult to meditate on Brahman, but when you meditate on Om as the symbol of Brahman, you gradually feel the Brahman, that Brahman is within you, just as fire is within wood. It gives a very simple idea to believe that there is some potential in us. No? As concrete example, see Upanishad, as Ramakrishna gives sometimes very simple example to explain the profoundest philosophy. How much trouble can be taken to explain that Brahman is inside, Brahman is where. And there is a simple example. Fire is here, I don't see it. But fire can come out if we rub it. So if similarly the mind contemplates, repeatedly rubs on that concept of the Atman, or Om, Omkara, then the flame will come out, the warmth will come out. People feel the existence of that consciousness, no? And their life became renewed. Dekhi, what this book also says. Here, fire is not perceived in its cause. It is Swami Tyagishanandaji writes, fire is not perceived in its cause, the fire stick, till it is ignited by percussion. The subtle essence of fire, nevertheless, is not absent in the stick. For fire can be obtained from the source, the fire stick, by striking again. The state of the Atman before and after realization is like that of the fire before and after percussion. By meditating on the pranava, Omkara, the Atman is perceived manifestly in the body, but it was there in a latent state even before realization. How? In the body means every body, they feel the thrill of that realization. And they feel goosebump all over the body. They feel the hair standing in joy and all the way. So these are the expression of that which is hidden. But we don't feel anything. We are reading this book. We don't feel anything. But when it is done, days after days with concentrated focus and with pure mind, then it can be felt. Sadhus can really be felt that when they're talking, their face becomes beaming with joy. Their whole body will be thrilled with joy. No? So this is the power of that. It can be manifested. Question is unmanifest. Here is Swami Vivekananda's words. Each soul is potentially divine. Potentially divine. That means you, me, all have the potential divinity. All wood has the fire in it. Potential fire. It is not that it's a whatever tree, maybe costly sandalwood or ordinary just a third grade plant or tree. Fire is hidden everywhere. So a holy man or unholy man does not matter any difference. Manifestation is the question, that hidden fire is everywhere. That's a great philosophy of Vedanta. Even this simple example, if we remember, the Upanishad helps us to give that you can think that it is where everywhere there is the same fire of consciousness. No? So there is a note of it. The mantra introduces an illustration to convince even a layman of the eternal existence in himself of the glory of Atman. No? Even ordinary people, that's why Swami Vivekananda speaks of, no? Say day and night that you are divine, you are divine, you are pure. It is in you. It is not a myth. Normally people think, how can I be? I am this tiny, poor guy with so much of imperfection and this and that. And how can I be that? No? But this is not. It is even a layman of the external existence in himself of the glory of Atman, which he subsequently realizes as a result of meditation. The act of percussion, which brings out the latent fire, stands for spiritual practices which reveal the Atman within. Here spiritual practice is identified with meditation on pranava. Yes, only for this particular verse of the Upanishad says, you can meditate on God, avatar, or you can meditate on gods and goddesses. But here they are focusing on the sabda, the sound, holy sound, sacred sound, Om. Here the spiritual practice is identified with meditation on pranava or the sound symbol, Om. To clarify it, it continues in the next verse. Sadeham araning kritva, sadeham araning kritva, pranavam cha uttararanim, pranavam cha uttararanim, dhyano nirmatana abhyasat, dhyano nirmatana abhyasat, evam pashet nigudavat, devang pashet nigudavat. Again, sadeham araning kritva, sadeham aranim kritva, pranavang cha uttara aranim, pranavang cha uttara aranim, dhyano nirmatana abhyasat, dhyano nirmatana abhyasat, devam pashet nigudavat, devam pashet nigudavat. Beautiful verse. Again, explaining what we have just read the other verse, is more explanation. Sadeham, make this your own body. Make your own body, what? Aranim, the lower piece of wood. Two pieces of wood, one in the bottom, another in the up, and they rub, generate the heat due to friction. So, you think that your body is the lower piece of wood, Naranim, piece of wood. Pranavam, Omkara. Om. That thing that Omkara, Pranavam, the symbol of Om, Uttararaning, the upper wood. So, lower piece of wood, very practical. Hold the lower practical in the position and you rub the other one. That is the normal people do. So he says, keep the body here, but your mind should be floating on the thought of Om and its meaning, to contemplate on that meaning and its deep significance in the meaning. Uttararanim cha kritva. And how will you rub it? It is not a piece of wood that you rub, but in your body, how will you rub? Om. You'll take Om in a paper and rub on your body. Om, 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 Om. Huh? No, that will not do. Dhyano nirmatana is a contemplation, reflection, deep absorption. Oh, and that will be as if that will percolate all over your personality. It is rubbing. Lower body remaining steady for meditation. And the mind will flow over it, back and forth. Oh, and not the sound. What does it mean? Om, Bindu. Transcend. Let it go on the body. So that's a beautiful dhyano nirmatana abhyasat, by practicing churning in the form of meditation. Here, churning does not mean you rub, but rub on your mind by your another thought, Omkara thought. Sound, the meaning of the Om, that idea, that is to be contemplated. That is what is the result? Devam pashyat. God, one should see that by that process, Devam pashyat. One should see God. And how? Nigudavat, like something what is hidden. Something what was hidden by this process, so it will be revealed what is called God, that will be revealed. Devam here, Devam is God. Not here Satchidananda, that is indicated, but word for word meaning will be God. So making one's own body the lower piece of wood and the pranava the upper piece of wood, this is the two things to be taken. And you can use your mantra also. Normally we do our mantra which we receive from our initiation time. That mantra may be continuously focused. Our things happen with our mouth tells the mantra, even that does not talk, and mind rolls around wherever. So it is not rubbing on the body, in the heart. It is not, we are not working on that. But if it is, here is the question, Omkara is a specific thing, but your Ishta mantra is also, that will be the same, but we are talking about here Nirguna more. Don't bring Saguna here. Here no form, we are talking about the Satchidananda form. So, dhyana, nirmat, and practicing the churning in the form of meditation, one should realize God as one would find out something hidden. That's why, after this practice, as if you have received something new, but it is not received from outside. And the Swamiji's poem is there. I was searching for you, O Lord, in hill and dale and mountain cave, and everywhere I searched and searched. I went to the church and mosque and everywhere, and I bowed down my head to millions of gods. Oh God, please show me your... But ultimately, everywhere response came, no, 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 no. And now one day suddenly I hear a voice telling me, oh ye. And then where the sound came, that transformed my whole life. And I see you are sitting in my heart all the time, and I am searching for thee in hill and dale. So that is the experience. That experience is talking about. Just practicing that way, that revelation will come. It was hidden here. Hidden here and now. It is hidden. But experience will say, I have experienced it. It was hidden here. And not in everywhere. It is everywhere later on, but mostly it is hidden here. That's why dhyana is very important. This Vedantic dhyana, both ways, with eyes closed, with eyes open, both ways it can be done. But this is very important. To dhyano nirmathanena. Nirmathana means rubbing, no manthana mathana. But dhyano, that meditation is the upper piece of wood, meditation on Omkara, that is the upper wood. And to take help of the body. In that heart or in your main experience, think that Om, 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 and its meaning. Elsewhere we find the teacher and the disciple compared to two pieces of wood. That's also in another Upanishad we have talking about the two pieces of wood, Uttararanya, Adhaninga. And the process of learning to churning in place of three factors mentioning body, the pranava, and the process of meditation. Let me see what the Lokeshwaranandaji has explained here. You should think of your body as the lower stick and pranava om the upper one. Meditate as if you are rubbing the two sticks together. If you go on doing this, you will be able to see within yourself the luminous self, which is hidden like fire in firewood. They are good similes. One can easily really feel excited to, at least to think in this way. That it is, we are searching for it, but it is not far away. It is here, and it can be found. I don't see it, as we don't see the fire in the firewood. Similarly, we don't see the Atman here, but by rubbing only, by meditating, by contemplating, by reflecting on the Om mantra and its meaning. Om was the earliest mantra because it's very symbolic. That time Saguna worship didn't come into picture. So Omkara was the ancient mantra. Arani is another name for 2 sticks of wood used to light a fire, especially a sacrificial fire. The upper Arani is Pranava, Om, and the lower Arani is the body. Nirmatana comes from the root matana, mantana. Mantana means which means churning. Here it means rubbing hard. As you know, if you rub 2 sticks together, you do not immediately get fire. You have to rub them hard and repeatedly. You cannot say, oh, I'm doing 108 japa.
And then you throw them because you get tired of it.
I don't get anything. I am doing for 10 years. I do 108 japa in the morning. I regularly do it. I try to do it, but nothing happening. No. Say. So similarly here he says, you have to rub them hard and repeatedly. And 1 day it is not, 2 days it is not, 1 year it is not, 2 years not, and relentlessly to do that. That's very important emphasis on the sadhana. Mere talking will not do. But mere talking is also good, because we don't talk. What do we talk? All rubbish talks. When even 2 spiritual friends, when they sit together and talk, they talk all garbage. Who talks about Atman, Brahman? So it's a passionate discussion should be there. When you sit together, talk together, see. So to keep the mind saturated with one type of thought. No, our mind is already distracted. And in the name of sadhu sangha is not sangha or rubbing your body with the gerua cloth. It is not like that. Rub and get it. It is the meaning of the gerua is that renunciation, tremendous renunciation. God, Omkara. That's why Brihad Badema, in the mantras, Vedic mantras there, we will be talking big things, not small. Small means tiny, petty, day-to-day affair, this, that, what is going on in the tidbit things. They are important, we'll have to go through it, but not too much emphasis. Day and night goes on those areas of our best moments of our life. We spend that way. So it is that way repeatedly and hard, strongly. Similarly, you have to meditate intensely and you have to go on practicing abhyasa. Abhyasa vairagyabhyam tannirodha. Patanjali says, abhyasa and vairagya. How shall I control my mind? I'll make my mind calm and peaceful. No? Abhyasa, practice. Swami Brahmananda, this center is blessed by Brahmananda, no? Swami Prabhupada used to think that Brahmananda Swami is ruling this center. He used to always feel like that, he used to say like that. So it is his center. So Maharaj used to say, practice. What are you doing? Days are passing away. How can you spend your day like that? So he's always emphasizing, practice, abhyasa. And not practice, only you are practicing and you do not know where the leak. Ramakrishna gave the example that the farmer is working hard to bring water from the canal into his own field, and he is working hard. But all the water, at the end of the day, he found that water is not sticking there. Where did it go? He didn't plug those holes where it is going out. So this plugging, the wastage of our other things should be stopped. And then to bring the fresh thought of God. Abhyasa vairagya. Vairagya means detaching from other things which are non-essential. In life we will have to do so many things that it is the duty we have to do. But that becomes be all and end all in our life. So here emphasis is that abhyasa and vairagya. Vairagya means detachment to other things. Unless it is detached, how I will meditate and focus on my onkara abhyasa, practice of onkara, no? Or a mantra abhyasa, japa. Holy Mother said, japa, 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 japa. Same thing, japa, it's the same. Onkara japa or your mantra japa. Onkara japa, not only japa means just vocabulary and verbally talking and like a parrot, but thinking of the meaning. Tad japa tad artha bhavana. Japa has also think of the meaning. That Om does, what does it mean? Think of that meaning. Your mantra, think of the meaning. It is your Ishta Devata, or it is your Ishta Devata in the form of absolute consciousness, or it is in the form of Shakti, whatever. They think of the meaning and then contemplate on it. And that focus mind, then it will be Abhyas. It is said that the Gita also, that the goal is attained through yoga of practice, Abhyasa yoga, yoga yuktena. Abhyasa yoga yuktena, by Abhyasa, the yoga of Abhyasa. Yoga means union of Abhyasa, repeated thinking. If we repeat one thing, it becomes our sanskara. Anything we do, one time is okay, and two times it is more and more and more. Then it goes to the deep of psyche. It creates a mark. That's why negative thought, as much as we think, it makes a deep mark after some time. That's why I say, dussanga, sarvata yuvatajya, to be avoid all this evil association, evil talk, negative thought. Someone is doing, let them do. That is their fun. Let them spend their time in that way. But a spiritual seeker who is trying to find out the potential, the Satchidananda self, they will have to work differently, Abhyasa and Vairagya. Practice is the most important thing. When you go on meditating like this, then Devam Pashyat, you can see, you can realize that self-luminous one, the Atman. It is Nigunam, hidden deep within. It is not outside. It is within you, but it is hidden. That is why Atman is referred to Guhacharam. It is Guhachar. Guhachar in the Mundaka Upanishad, it has been mentioned. Guhachar means he is roaming around in your heart. God is roaming around in your heart. So focus there. It is living inside the cave, and the heart is called the Hridaya Guha, the cave of the heart. So God is there waiting for us in the cave of Guha, but we are busy with other things. What can be done? That's why here it is said, it is not very easy for any ordinary sadhaka to do this meditation. It needs much austere practice, patience, tears of the eyes, austerity, and then it comes up. So one must have to be patient for that. In overcoming the obstacles which prevent the realization of Brahman on the part of individual, suffering is involved. We are asked to meditate on Godhead and bring Him out of the recesses of our heart. So that is the practice, nothing more. So the essential synopsis of this verse stands like that the ignorance which covers the mind of the seeker of truth, he used to make his heart as the lower piece of wood, and the thought of Brahman or the Pranava, that is to be the upper one, and you'd have to go on rubbing, that means deep contemplation and meditation for a long time, until and unless that experience comes. Like he's saying, given an example, a innocent boy does not know that how much wealth his father has kept in his account, no? It is meant for him only, but he does not know. But when he becomes mature, that he becomes the inheritor of his father's property. Ramakrishna also said, যে আমার চিন্তা করবে সে আমার ঐশ্বর্য পাবে. If one thinks of me, Ramakrishna said, he will get my wealth. What is my wealth? Ramakrishna's wealth? God vision, realization, renunciation, purity, all this quality will come unto him. If someone is practicing and opposite things are developing more, then we have to find out there is some leak where to the all this sadhana is going down. So be careful, hard-earned effort, and after doing so much, let it not go leak out to stop those things. So a student who can go to a teacher and learn this, hearing from his spiritual teacher, and follow the direction and continuously engage in Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Listen. That's why that day Sarvadevananda Swami said, I am listening for your lecture for a long time. What he said? Go on listening. Because that is Pravana. First let it sink. And then you will be interested in reflecting on that. Then one day will come, you will be deep contemplation will be your inspiration. So sadhana is so much important. On suddenly one cannot have that vision. And even if that happens, it does not stay long in our life because we don't have the preparation for that. So now we end here. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Pranamastu. So tomorrow will be gospel class. Sumanasana Swami will be giving the gospel class. 2 hours ago you spoke of 4 parts of mind. You said determination is product of buddhi. I lack determination to do spiritual practices. I give up. What exactly is determination? I mean, what is the source of this determination you spoke of? I seem to be lazy and not to do spiritual practice, although I want to. That is everyone's problem. We want to do spiritual practice, but determination, we cannot have the determination. We determine, but we still not successful. But it is again, I don't think any other shortcut path is there. It is only one thing. What is that? Abhyaso. Repeat. Repeat. Think of God again and again and again. I like or dislike, I'll have to. Sometimes in our life, you don't want to do work anymore. After whole days you are tired. But I have to do. I have no other way. I'll have to finish it. People do that. The body is not allowing you to drive anymore. But I have to do this last visit and then I can be free. So you do that. Similarly here also. We are very sympathetic to the body when in the question of meditation and prayer comes. But for social activity and outside work, we relax there. Sometimes we compromise. Okay. So it should be little careful on that point. And it's a struggle for all spiritual seekers. Because other joys can be had. Because that is tangible, instant, sensate. But this is because not it is a sensate experience. So naturally we'll have to wait a little longer until and unless the mind becomes really ready for it. Another question, if you are experiencing Brahman during dreamless sleep, then why does the consciousness keep coming back to the body to wake up? Should not that consciousness stay mixed with Brahman? Yes, that can, but there is a layer which is called ignorance. In the deep sleep state, me and my real nature, there is only one deep curtain. This curtain is the ignorance, avidya. And what we are being told today, the Upanishad, to clean that curtain, they penetrate that curtain, that take the Omkara and meditate on that, or the Yashta mantra and meditate on that, and then Rav, the fire will come out. That experience will come out. So, dreamless state, when we do not dream but go to deep sleep, that is the time when we actually go very close, they're like coming here. But there is a glass, I cannot touch the fire. So this glass barrier is there. That's why in the holy people, they have finer glass. Ours is colored glass, distorted. But the warmth comes. No, if we touch it, I feel the heat. It is here also heat, but I don't feel it. Much closer if you go. In the sleep time, waking state, I am here. Dream state, I am here. Sleep state, I am here. And when I touch it, I can feel the heat. That's why everyone finds joy. Satchidananda joy. Every cat, dog, animal, human, every child, old, sadhu or asadhu, holy or unholy, everyone feels joy because it's so close here. All other gone, all other upadhis are gone. But why can you not feel that constantly? Because this barrier is to be removed. So that's why we do sadhana, spiritual practice, so that this last barrier is also crossed. That is the importance of spiritual practice. Okay? How to stop leaking? We should be aware. We should be aware, and we should be always thinking that, yes, I am doing so much, but why it is not happening? Where is the leak? Why it is draining out? That's why careful character building, Swami Vivekananda, that's why he suggested man making character building education. We should be educated to be a man of character, man of principle, man of values. So first, without those foundational things, I am becoming spiritual, but I cannot control my anger. Yes, anger is there, but we should not support that. Maybe the reason may be there, but still I should not, if I am really advancing. But even we are not aware, we justify our anger, justify our hatred, justify our all this, whatever we do to justify. But a spiritual person will always try to see that why still. Holy Mother said, why I still evil in the world? Swamiji said, it's my fault. Why do I see evil? The evil is there, that is another consideration. But why do you see the evil? A lover does not see evil or negative in the loved object or loved person. A mother does not see the defect of the child, though the child may do some naughty things. In early days we used to see that. In villages, two mothers will be in fight. Because one mother's child complained to his mother that the other boy has beaten me or did this wrong thing to me. And see, he also went and complained his mother. A naughty boy also went to them, just justified, I didn't do anything. Now two mothers see each other, hey, why your son has did this? And he said, no, my son said that he has not done nothing wrong. So everyone's child is the perfect one.
Yeah.
Because love is there. And if you don't see, then you can walk like, oh, he's walking like that. If you have a simple smile, oh, smiling like that. Huh? So you can, whatever you do, that is a fault. So this is the point. When love enters into it, then this fault finding goes. That means when love for God comes, it will happen. That means progress depends on to be watchful about those sides. We fail. Failing is not the question. Are we aware? It is a leaking point. Can we stop that? Okay, Jai Thakur. Thank you all.